I got the idea for the Missing series because of falling asleep on an airplane and waking up and feeling totally disoriented. And it got me to thinking about the fact that you get on a plane, you could end up anywhere in the world. You could be anybody if people there don't know you. And that was kind of lingering in the back of my mind for a while. And then after that, I heard my husband and kids, it was the summer that the movie Snakes on a Plane was out. And they were kind of riffing on what other things would be actually worse than snakes on a plane. And my husband's suggestion was that a bunch of babies on an airplane who were all crying would be worse than snakes. And I was kind of imagining that and then thought about who the babies could be. And that's where the idea for The Missing came from. I had the Missing series planned out when I started writing it, but it has changed very dramatically as I've gone along because of other things coming up that I think would actually be better ideas than what I'd planned originally. And just recently, as I was writing the 7th book, I realized that it wasn't going to be the last book in the series and it actually needed an 8th book to have it all make sense. So even that changed, even the number of books. I think of the historical mysteries that I've explored in the Missing series, the one that is my favorite is probably the lost colony of Roanoke Island. And I just found that story so fascinating. And that's probably the one that if there was only one of the mysteries that I could go back and find out what really happened, that would be the one that I would want to find out about. But all of the mysteries I've really enjoyed researching and learning about. If I could go back to any time period, it would probably be something in the early 20th century. And that's probably true also of the time periods that I explored in the Missing series. I would probably want to go back to one of the ones that's in the early 1900s. But every time I think about going back in time, I think about the modern convenience that I really would not want to give up. So I probably would like to be able to view it, but not actually be there. Probably the most interesting question that kids have ever asked me about any of the books in the Missing series was a couple years ago when I was on a book tour. And I was at a bookstore, and it was kind of one of those situations where I'd been in a different city every other day and wasn't really thinking about where I was. But the first question that I got was, now the time travel in The Missing, is that based on string theory? And then the next question I got was something about, well, how does your theory of time travel relate to what Albert Einstein thought about time travel? And the questions kept going like that, and finally it dawned on me, I was in Silicon Valley at that point, and I'm thinking probably many of their parents were physicists or in very heavy-duty science theories or fields where this was just the regular dinner time conversation. And they really challenged me, and some of the questions that they asked ended up influencing things that I wrote after that in the series because it made me think about some of the issues at a different level.